Boys, welcome to the third and final part of our Japanese campaign. Now, there's been a massive patch actually between this part and the second part, and there's been some changes. We're going to go through that today. I'm also going to give a nice overview of our current situation because it might seem like it's amazing. We do have right now the highest amount of GDP, 150 mil, and 60 million population, meaning we're not actually that bad off. But the reality is that we could be doing a lot better, right? So we're going to be min-maxing a little bit. We're going to check why we're only getting 150 mil GDP and how we can improve that as soon as possible. We also have 13 million radicals, so we need to get rid of these radicals and we need to make our country a proper utopia, if you know what I mean. Right now we only have one agitator here, so we're gonna see if we can invite anybody else. We got Gao Peng apparently that wants to have appointed bureaucrats. Universal suffrage from Jushu. What is he? Radical petite bourgeoisie. Okay, that's actually not so bad. We have a lot of universal suffrage dudes actually here, but the thing is we don't need any of them because we already have extreme support for universal suffrage, 95% success chance, so it's going to pass super fast. The great part about this is that once we have universal suffrage done, we're going to get significantly more royalists, which means we're going to get less turmoil in our states, and as such we're going to get more income in the short run after we pass this. Our particular power block is not amazing. We just built this power block a few years ago really, and we have very few members right now, only 4, which is basically our subjects. We're going to need to expand this, so in this particular part we're going to start expanding. Marina Kingdom's likely going to be the first, Chile the second. I'm going to try and get as many of South America as possible, since right now most of them are not a part of any power block and they're not subject of anybody else. Then just try and weasel our way around the world to expand as much as possible, whilst only directly owning essentially the Japanese islands, a few other islands in the Pacific, and of course we also own these parts here, including Orange as one of our protectorate, and Gojam, which is actually not so bad. Gojam does have 9 million GDP, 9 million population, and it has quite a strong army, so we can actually use them in our conquests in Africa especially. You will find the link to the previous 2 parts in the description below if you haven't checked them out yet. And there have been some major changes with the 1.7.3 patch. For example, advanced research now provides the education institution with certain bonuses. When we upgrade this to level 3, we will get an extra 75 maximum innovation investment and ahead of time minus 25% penalty with technology spread plus 25, so it's going to be really good. We just need to get more mandate points. In order to get that, we need to have more minor powers or unrecognized regional powers a part of our block, which is why we're going to do a little bit of expansion. Another great thing with the more recent patch is that now we don't see the production method for invested buildings outside of our country, so it's a lot easier to keep track of what exactly we're using as a production method for our particular buildings. We do have some massive grain issues, we have some steel issues, motors, and so on. Some of these are easy to fix. For example, the steel, we can just change to the open heart process, which means we're going to get more steel as consequence, but that does mean we're going to intake some more iron, which we don't have that much of. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Hold up a second. I just realized we could probably change all of these to steel, because we can also get more iron from switching our iron to dynamite production method. There you go. That should actually cover most of it. Only 700 minus. That is really good. So that means that we have a surplus of 1.7 thousand steel, which in turn means we can change some more of our construction sector production methods to steel frame, since we have the extra available steel now, which also means we're going to be having more construction sectors and we can ramp up our development and build buildings a lot faster as consequence. Another main issue we have is that we haven't yet set up our power plants, so we need to start spamming power plants around the country. That's not a major priority though, because we do have 2.1 million population, so we're going to do the whole changing to electricity once we have population issues, which we don't really have that many of right now. Despite only having the population primarily in Japan, we got a pretty sizable amount of immigrants, as well as our people fug. They fug big time, because that's just all Japanese. Look at this. Culture wise, we got 56 million Japanese. What the hell, man? Legislation wise right now, we've got interventionism, per capita taxation, so we do need to make the switch to at least proportional taxation. It's going to be a little bit difficult right now. Only the trade unions and the armed forces support that, and they don't have that much support, unfortunately. We're going to need to get the Common People's Party, as these two interest groups are called, in government somehow. So that's going to be after we pass universal suffrage and a few more legislation. One more big issue is that we don't have public schools, which we really need to get, since that's going to give increase in assimilation, as well as it's going to lower the political strength of the Shinto monks, which have a massive amount of strength in our country right now, and that's something we really don't want to see. Our declared interests look a little bit like this. Most of Africa, most of Asia is where our interests lie, and that's where we're going to be keeping this. I think we do have South America too, right? We don't have all of South America. We can change North Africa, for example, to Gran Colombia and keep it as this for now. Because we did change some of those production methods. We have massive shortages of glass, so we have to start pumping up some more of these glass works around the country. Make sure we set this to domestic, so we only build this in our little provinces. And since we have already established some in Chugoku, we can add some more, make this up to 51 steel mills in Chugoku, and even Kyushu would work since we have 300,000 peasants in there. We can set up another, I don't know, 31 of these there for now. And temporarily we can import some glass until we actually manage to locally produce enough glass ourselves. Oh, what happened to our bureaucracy? Hey, something happened. Something happened. Something not great happened here. What the schnaps? I think one of our interest groups is not happy with us anymore, which means we're going to have to build our government administration buildings up now, or we're going to go completely bankrupt if we don't. So let's see which one of our provinces have the highest amount of tax issues, and I'll click a few buildings in there. There you go, 3 in each of these, and then a couple more in the other ones. Only 6.8 infamy in order to make a subject out of the Marina Kingdom. That's because we do have colonization, civilizing mission, and we also have multilateral alliances. All these technologies help us with conquering a lot faster, and as you can see, nobody would join their side because they're basically scared shitless. They're actually more inclined to join us. The French and the British are more inclined to join us, so if we really need them, obviously we're not going to need them, but we could potentially influence them with some obligations. They got 18 battalions. That's going to be a slaughter right there. Oh, they back down? I should have added as my primary goals banning slavery, because they still have slavery, unfortunately. Let me check their domestic legislation. Slave trade, isolationist. Oh god, this is really bad. Yeah, we need to change some of these legislations for them ASAP. Especially isolationist is going to be really bad. Looks like we might have a chance of changing religious schools for them right now. So let's send that demand, see if they accept it. And they did. They're enacting religious schools. Hell yeah. Now that does mean we can also attack Chile now. So let's Chilium Skillium. Again, 6.8 infamy. That is amazing. And nobody gives a shit about Chile. But this time, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be smart. And I'm going to set up war reparations as one of my primary goals. So even if they back up, they still have to give me that. Come on, Chile, back up. I don't actually want to fight you, bro. They did back up. Boy. All right, we got 18 infamy. Let's go ahead and improve relations with them too. We're gonna need some more influence points, however, so we might just cancel some of the trade agreements we have right now, or maybe even the defensive pact we got with the Spanish. I don't think I need that anymore. I'm confident I can just do everything on my own. I'm gonna keep the trade agreement though. Maybe we can get some more rivals to get more influence points instead. Who can we rival? Austria. Famous rivalry between Austria and Japan. Historical, of course. I was about to attack Peru, Bolivia, but then I realized that everybody would help them. Like, oh my god, dude, prediction is French, the Americans and the Argentinians would help them out. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. We got universal suffrage, which instantly brought our radicals down by 7 million. That's half of the radicals are gone now. That is huge, boys. That is actually huge. Let's see what we can do here. We can get some more legitimacy, kill some people in the plantations, and get this guy as a agitator. He wants to have state religion. He is not coming in here as an agitator. We got a little bit of support for guaranteed liberties now. Maybe we can get another dude coming in for guaranteed liberties. I don't mind actually passing this, although it's not really a priority for me right now. We would have a small chance to go for public schools. I'm gonna attempt that, since that means we're gonna get more assimilation. Not like we need it, because everybody's already Japanese, but still. And we also get some, more importantly, we do get rid of the political strength for the Shinto monks, which we don't really want too much strength for, really. Now, this is actually an issue, so we're gonna have to, I believe, get rid of some of these consumption taxes, because right now our authority is literally only going down for the consumption taxes. Oh, that's a nasty one, because some of these are actually really good. I'm gonna get rid of the transport and the tobacco. Screw it, that's fine. We can still manage with just these two consumption taxes for now. We are starting to ramp up our need for steel though, so we're gonna need to build up some more steel mills. You got some in Kanto. We could get some more in Tohoku, and maybe Chubu's not bad. We can do an extra 50 in Chubu. I'd say 51 in Chubu for now, and we can afterwards privatize some of these steel mills so we get the throughput bonus as well. Because remember guys, as I said earlier in one of the other parts, the way that it works in the current version, the throughput bonus is only received as long as you have a decent amount of both nationalized and privately owned buildings. So we're getting a minus 43% throughput reduction because we don't have that many privatized buildings. So we could go ahead and click toggle privatization. It's going to give us 200,000 per level that gets privatized, and more importantly, it increases our throughput throughput bonus, because check it out. We already started quickly selling these because they're really profitable. Because they are really profitable, a lot of our private investors are very, very keen on buying these bad boys, which results in directly us making a buttload of money from it. And also increasing our throughput. Look at that bad boy. We just need to make sure that we remember to cancel that particular privatization scheme once we reach the middle ground between nationalization and privatization. All right, looks like we need a lot of engines now. A little bit of grain. You know what? Let me check what the grain situation is. We could technically go for chemical fertilization tech, and that's going to fix all of our issues. I think that's what I'm going to be doing, actually. But I do need a lot more coal. I don't know if I can still build some domestically. I can actually some in Africa. Hey, Benin is an unrecognized regional power. Maybe I should get them in my power block now. They're allied to Oyo, but they don't have any significant alliances, so this should be a fairly easy attack. Let's go 6.9 infamy again. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to add war reps and ban slavery, and I'm going to make these primary goals once more. We're not making the same mistakes again. Sokoto sided with Benin. They got a pretty serious army, actually, Sokoto, so let's check. Maybe I can make them a protector too. For 19, yes, I'm making them. Oh my god, yes, please, yes. Holy snap. That's basically 2 free mandate points that we're gonna get afterwards. Ban it back down. Come on, man. I actually wanted to fight this. All right, we need to find someone that's not gonna back up anymore. That's like the 3rd nation that actually backed up against us. I'm also selling a lot of my excess everything around the world, and I've got quite a little bit of excess, to be fair, which is also why I need to balance my shit out a little bit better, because look at that. We have a lot of wine shortages and stuff, which we should not have right now. Go ahead and get more of these wine yards in Chubu. Ish, these rebels almost managed to get our lands in South Africa. I didn't pay attention to this for like a freaking couple of seconds, and they almost got everything. On the other hand, though, we got everything we needed from Congo, which does not exist anymore. We fully annexed them so that we can start setting up some proper rubber areas here. Very rich in rubber, hopefully. Let's see what we discover. Well, no rubber, but we got some dyes in this one. Same here, and exactly what I was thinking. 22 rubber in North Angola is a freaking godsend. And another 25 in Bass Congo. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, rubber in the late campaign is the most important thing, and not getting your rubber really just means that you're gonna die out and not be able to compete with the rest of the great powers anymore. We got a lobby opportunity to get an alliance with the British. That means that we're gonna get a higher chance of getting that alliance because we get 50 bonus from the opportunity of the lobby itself. We are at -6 acceptance chance right now, so we can improve that by increasing our army political power. We can do that from budget, max this out, and then let's unpause, see what kind of a change that makes. Boom. Defensive alliance. Nope, that's not what we want. We want to go for the alliance itself. Didn't make a single change, really. Well, that means we got to get more units then. Check out how fast we're colonizing provinces. We're doing provinces in 50 days, man. That is massive. Obviously, that is because we got level 5 for our colonial affairs, and we can even get this more if we go colonial offices for our power block. So that's going to be the next principle we're going to unlock, of course. Well, what do you know? Another Min migration from the French Republic. Wait, what? The French have Min? That is kind of surprising. Oh yeah, baby. No more clergy power. That's a faux show. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm kind of thinking of going down the Council Republic path. I don't think I've ever seen a communist Japan. I'm genuinely kind of thinking to click this because that is 48% success chance for it. That's a very high chance we might be able to become commies. That's gonna be both disgusting and very interesting at the same time. Maybe before we decide to go down that path, let's get women's suffrage first and foremost, shall we? 5.2 infamy for yet another unrecognized regional power, which again means one more mandate point for us. Plus, Zimbabwe is honestly some of the best lands you can actually have in this game. Hey, we got women's suffrage. Hell yeah. That means we got a higher workforce ratio, independence, enfranchisement at the cost of a lowered birth rate. But let's face it, we got 72 mil, so we're not doing too bad with our birth rate overall. Plus, boys, check it out. We have 16.9 endorsement for the multiculturalists, which means 13 right now because we only have the Heimin in government. Oh man, it's gonna piss off some people, like the Shinto monks really don't want to accept everybody. But let me check. What are my chances of actually getting this though? Let's also get the armed forces in here just because we can. And we got a new guy who's a communist. Oh my god, dude. Oh, that is actually delicious. That is genuinely delicious. Oh, 49% for... Oh, come on. Am I gonna go commie? Am I actually gonna go commie? I feel like it has to be done though. Since we have it, we might. You know what? We're gonna attempt multiculturalism. If we manage to get this, we're gonna go commie after. If we don't manage to get this, we're still gonna go commie after. Let's see what the situation is in North America. We still have the Confederates alive and well, and they're not doing too bad with the battalions. They got 200 in conscripts, 41 regulars, whilst these guys have 48 regulars and 400 in conscripts. Holy shit, that's a lot of army for the US. And they're growing in GDP too. If they actually unify, they would have significantly more GDP. It's kind of surprising to me that there's only 18 million GDP in the Confederate side. Well, it's not that surprising since the North is where most of the industrial heartland was in the 1800s. But you would imagine if they were to break away, they would start building their own industry, not just rely on the whole plantation thing, right? Mexico, meanwhile, is just doing amazing. 58 million GDP, 22 million population. They passed some decent legislation. They got laissez-faire protectionism. They banned this law here. They got, it's not too bad. It's actually not too bad. Decent laws, decent for sure. And they're pretty strong as well. They got 150 regulars. They tripled their army. Holy mother. And they're part of the Russian power bloc, so they're not doing bad at all, actually. Russian power bloc, I think, might be the second strongest after the British one. And the Zollverein actually managed to get Sweden in their power bloc. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Better than the usual Prussia situation, which is to lose everything. Yes, guys, the historically accurate and totally stuff that happened, colonization of Africa by Japan. This is just historical stuff, really. We also need a lot more construction sectors. We should have like 3-4 times more than what we have right now, actually, at this point. Hey, baby. Kind of surprised to see, but our really rapid advancement in building shit has led to us having less than 1 million peasants now. We actually do have to start building our electrical grids and switching to electrical production methods, which is going to free up more of our population to work in the actual goods producing production methods. And look at that. We also are increasing our standard of living quite a bit. We are second after Radical Denmark. Radical Denmark. What the fuck is that? Is that a rebellion? We got less than a freaking rebellion? What? That doesn't count, okay? I'm just going to say it. We're technically first. No, the British are not commies anymore. Oh, come on. We were going to be commie best buddies. You're back to a monarchy. What's wrong with you? Radical Ausa is going to become our protectorate if we help them out. Yeah, sure. Might as well, I guess. So, skipping in a few years here, we're massively ramping up our economy simply from switching over to the electrified grid. We increased by like literally 200 million GDP, and we also got up to 91 million population because we did switch to multiculturalism. We couldn't switch to Council Republic. The revolution would have tore us in parts, so we cannot go Council Republic, at least not without destroying our country, so I'm not going to do that. I am, however, switching to proportional taxation since I have some support for this. That's going to give me a roughly 200,000 more instantly, and it's going to get more and more afterwards skills as we progress in the campaign. Getting some of the more advanced production methods like the telephone switchboards also helped us out massively. And a very important bit here, we are able to construct destroyers now, so we're going to replace all of our military ships with destroyers. Let's say get, I don't know, like 100 of them for now. That should suffice for the time being. We need to destroy all those frigates that we have, replace them with actual ships, because the British Empire is massive. Guys, I have to be honest with you. The amount of troops and ships that the AI is building in 1.73 is insane. I didn't expect this, but the AI is a lot more qualified. I think I'm going to declare on the British to get some of their colonies in Africa. That's not going to be easy. They got 480 battalions and 381 ships. And not only that, they deleted the old ships, so there's no horrible, like, starter ships. These are all destroyers that they got, or like high-tech ship. It is insane, my dude. It is actually insane. So that means I have to match up that. I have to double the amount of troops that I have, set up a proper army force, set up a proper navy so we can start some wars in Africa to get all that rubber that we're gonna need in just a few years from now. We're actually really low on rubber as it stands because we're using it for our production methods. However, we are right now first when it comes to standard of living, so we're doing pretty good from that perspective, and we're slowly creeping up on the Russians when it comes to population too. Check out how many different cultures we have now since we allowed other people to migrate. With multiculturalism, everybody is an accepted culture, so that means despite having migration control, everybody from the whole planet can migrate to us. It's the same like no migration control, simply because migration control allows only non-discriminated pops to migrate to our country, and right now nobody is discriminated, so literally everybody can migrate to our country. Point in case, look at that, Siberians migrating here, Melanesians migrating, everything. I've had literally everything migrate to my country continuously. You know, it doesn't get more fitting than joining the side of the pro proletarian revolt of Burma against Burma and making them our subjects in the process. Even though technically we didn't go down the communist path, we're pretty much there, minus the Council Republic. Oh yes, baby, proportional taxation. We gonna be snowballing like nobody's ever snowballed before. Manchu, Yakut migration, everybody's migrating, I swear. Now we're gonna be trying to go for protected speech for the third time. We failed this twice in this part of the campaign, and I think we failed a couple more times before in the previous part. I don't remember, but I think so. So yeah, it's not an easy legislation, but if we do get it, that's gonna be huge. Our current innovation is 244. A good size of this is the increase from our educational institution, which gets the bonus of 75 max innovation investment, technology spread in ahead of time, because of our power block, which has the level 3 advanced research. And just want to point out, we're getting 97 million pops. That's like 25 million immigrants without even the principle. Imagine how many we're going to get once we actually get the freedom of movement principle. That's going to be insane. Everybody out there passing their protected speech in freaking 1860s. I'm out here 1914 passing maybe my protected speech. I'm not going to say nothing until it's actually done, because I've had so many issues where the last setback screwed me up massively. Obligation? No. What about if you become a subject though, Cambodia? Oh, you got no units. Oh, you don't want to... Oh, I guess you already are a subject of someone, aren't you? Yeah, you're a tributary of Vietnam. Wait, actually, hold on a second. Vietnam is my protectorate. Oh, okay. So technically, I guess I own you, Cambodia? Afro-Caribbeans migrating. Oh my god, we are so multicultural, it's insane. I don't even know where Luo people are from, to be honest. You know, I was really thinking about this. It would be really cool if you had an option when you hover over these input goods shortages provinces, if you could just like click on a side button that simply adds one of the building that is basically having a massive shortage there. So like if you could add, for example, one railway in Zambia by clicking a button right next to Zambia or something of the sorts. That would be a nice feature. Hello, Brazil, my beautiful ally can... What? 92% chance they're gonna join. No fucking shot. No shot. Yo, Brazil is in the Jenny from the block, everybody. I knew it was a smart move allying Brazil. Oh my god, I think I actually spoke too soon. We got 2 setbacks on protected speech. If this thing fails, I'm actually gonna quit the game. Screw this, man. I'm tired of this shit. The RNG is stupid. Like seriously, I passed some laws at 6%. This one is failing at 60 something it was, and it's got 2 setbacks already. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, really, what the hell is a Mande mass migration? Where are even the Mande people from, dude? I'm really starting to notice a precedent that the more you go into the later part of the campaign, the more the trade leaks become absolutely overpowered. Like, obviously, it's normal that they get stronger, right, as you progress, because people are heard more. Holy shit, does it scale massively. Like, right now, look at this. Trade unions have 26.9 allowed, and yeah, it's basically we got the communists in charge right now. It's let's say, not the most Japanese way. I'm not sure why torpedo boats are seen as the better option compared to destroyers, but I'm upgrading all my destroyers to torpedo boats since I got that technology, and it says that it's the better option, so sure. Wouldn't a torpedo boat be a smaller ship? I don't know. I'm not really that savvy with ships, but let me know if you guys know in the comment section. I'm genuinely curious. We got some massive shortages of coal and iron, so I'm just gonna spam the shit out of this stuff. I'm also gonna build some of these outside in the British Empire and wherever else I have the ability to. Sadly, the UK is also struggling with population. What? It barely has any pops in the provinces that actually has the iron mines. Wow. I like how Japan not only has Mitsui, but it also has Mitsubishi, and both of them have bonuses for the industrialists, just to represent how Japan did become an industrial powerhouse extremely fast. We're gonna go for the migration attraction that we get from the oil conglomerate though, as well as the bonuses that we get for the oil rigs, because we're starting to use a buttload of oil and we only have 60 oil rigs, which is nothing. We're building some more oil rigs now, but we might need to conquer some lands for some more oil, because I don't think it's gonna be enough. Holy snap, 72 productivity for the freaking oil conglomerate is just insane. You know what? It's time for me to start munching it to China. Around 1918, say historical would have been a little bit later, but yeah, no, we're gonna make the Heavenly Kingdom a Japanese kingdom. Oh, it feels good to start integrating all the African areas. Once we have these fully integrated, we're gonna be just living off of those juicy rubber plantations. I mean, we're still living off of that now, but I mean, once they're integrated, they're also gonna get all the taxation required and the institutions applied here, so it's gonna make it easier for us to keep these lands in control. We don't really have any actual rebels right now, because we got 27 million radicals since everybody from the peasantry loves us. Look at that, the trade unions, absolutely all of them loyalists. We have some issues with the Richies, but nobody gives a schnaps because the Richies don't really have much clout in our government right now. Look how many rubber plantations we can build right now. After I get these done, I'm going to change all my production methods to use rubber because we're going to have enough for all of our factories afterwards. I mean, just check out Congo. Congo's got 35 levels alone of rubber plantations. We're basically building 200 and something rubber plantations right now. Let's continue to decrease autonomy for all of our fledgling subjects like Zanzibar. And now that we got the foothold in the Heavenly Kingdom, we can also start munching into the rest of the Chinese lands, especially since these are going to be migrating to our lands a lot. And we're so close to beating the British, being number one. We're just like 600 prestige away from them. Kind of stupid how prestige is the thing that decides who's the world's greatest power. It should be GDP in my opinion. The second that we got the Chinese also, our opium massively increased in demand. Is that a coincidence, or are all the immigrants from China just addicted to it and now we have to feed them opium? I think it's the second option, isn't it? It's Jover, guys. We got freedom of movement 3, so we're gonna get 50% mass migration attraction as well as another 40% from the increased exchange in the Arts Academy and the universities. Plus we also have the company bonus from the oil conglomerate. So we were getting a lot of immigrants up until now, but from now it's gonna be just ridiculous the amount. Yay, we're number one, everybody. 5,572 against the British, who just lost another war, this time against the French, who have only 5,300. So we are the big dog, as they say now. I also want to make another little suggestion. If anyone ever watches this from Paradox, maybe make it so that the analytical philosophy production method, which makes it so you get more innovation points with less universities, unlock this earlier, because having this as one of the last freaking technologies to unlock makes no sense. Like I get this would be really of massive help in the early campaign when you cannot have that many universities spammed around and so on, but in the late campaign, why would I even bother going for this technology when I can quite literally just build 10 more universities, which cost me nothing when I've got literally 700 million GDP? It just doesn't click. So either change what this gives, or if it still gives this, put the technology a lot earlier, like on tier 3 in my opinion. Replace it with this one, maybe. That would be a lot better. Just me. I'm curious what you guys also think in the comment section though. Albanians mass migrating? Oh, come on. Really? Do we really have no migration control? I'm just kidding. I love all my Balkan brothers and sisters, except the Dalmatians. Everybody hates Dalmatians. Take a good look at our legislation right now and take a mental picture, because this is as close to the best types of legislations as you can come to. There are some that could possibly be better, like for example from proportional to graduated taxation. However, for us right now, that wouldn't be good because we have most of our industry is nationalized, not privatized, so we don't have as many capitalists to tax the shit out of. We're working on it. We started privatizing stuff a little bit actually now. And then interventionalism, of course, would be probably better if we go for laissez-faire, or for command economy. I actually thought might not be such a bad idea if you want to go down the full communist path, which also means you would want to go down the council republic path too. Also, speaking of, would be cool if monarchy and council republic both offered authority points, because council republic is pretty much like a monarchy, except instead of one dude that rules the whole thing, it's a council of dudes. And in case you're wondering, that is the actual historical term, council of dudes. If I'm ever going to redo this particular run at the Japanese, one thing I'm going to do different is I'm going to be attacking South America as soon as possible, because we only managed to get Chile and Uruguay. That's it. And obviously the alliance with Brazil, so they're technically in our block also. However, the problem that I have is that Peru is allied with the Americans, Colombia, Venezuela are guaranteed by the Americans, Ecuador is, I don't even know what's actually the situation with Ecuador. Oh, they got, okay, never mind. Yeah, Ecuador is going to be our puppet. That's what's going on with Ecuador here. But yeah, the other ones, they're just annoying as shit to get a hold of right now. Plus, check out how much it would cost us to get, okay, I cannot show you. It's like 34 or 35 and for me to get Argentina, which is insane, man. They don't even have that much GDP, 9 million GDP and 9 million population, and it costs that much. That's wild to me. So getting these lands earlier is going to be significantly less infamy, and it's also going to be less nations to deal with, because not everyone's going to have an interest declared in this area. Holy shit, I just realized we have 68 million loyalists and only freaking 60,000 radicals? What? No shot. Let me actually check my population. Damn, people are super freaking loyal. loyal dude. That's awesome. See, that goes to show that having total separation and multiculturalism really makes a massive difference. Plus, of course, standard of living is super high. Look at that. Our lower strata is middling, prosperous for the middle class, and lavished for the upper strata. So that's actually amazing. And the amount of income is 9.3 average income for the lower strata, which is huge. This is actually one of my favorite runs in the recent patch, to be fair. But I do think I can do a lot better. I genuinely feel like I've done some mistakes which I shouldn't have done. I also had some bad RNG. So whenever I redo my Japanese run, I'm gonna try and expand a little bit faster into South Africa, Arabia, South America. Maybe try and snipe some colonies around a little bit faster as well. And if this happens again with the split in China, try and rush for it. Because now, after I took the Heavenly Kingdom, again, Russia proclaimed guaranteed all of these. England, France as well. France even managed to take a province in Suzu. So if I am to take any province here, I have to fight half of the world. And check it out. Russia's got 400 battalions. England's got 600 standard and 300 conscript. And France has got 500 with 200. So that's wild to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I also have 520. But it's hard to get allies. So that's where the problem arises. I do hope you guys had as much fun watching this as I had recording it. It was a really great run. And if you learned something from this, don't forget to subscribe. Would encourage me to make more videos like these in the future. Until the next time, have a great day and take care of yourself.